afternoon, and welcome to AIADA's AutoTalk. I'm your host, Rachel Soleimani. Before I introduce today's presenter, a few quick reminders as always. Everyone that is registered for today's program will receive a copy by the end of this week. And if you have any questions, feel free to enter them into the lower right side of our interface under the Q&A bar. Today we welcome Kyle Harper, Director of AI Strategy for Dell Precision. Dell is one of our newest partners, having joined our Affinity Partner roster back in March of this year. So Kyle, we're really excited to have you on. This is Dell's first webinar, and I'm going to stop talking and let you take it away.
Thank you, Rachel. And let me just say that it's just an absolute delight to be able to join you guys with this and to be sharing some of the excitement we have back here at Dell and with the partners that we work with. And just kind of give a little bit of a highlight about how artificial intelligence is literally changing the automotive landscape on the ground right now, not in some future 2 years out scenario or anything like that. So, Rachel, if you could be so kind as to advance the slides for me, we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you. I mentioned a moment ago that we're excited about all of the AI expertise and the solutions that we find ourselves working with partners and customers on across all of the industries worldwide. We do not do it alone. In the case of AI solutions, the slide that we're showing here shows some of the partners that we use. There's many, many more. And many of them are members of our technology partner program. And even though the categories that we're showing in this slide don't pertain to transportation or the automotive industry, rest assured, you probably recognize some of those companies in there that are providing you with solutions that are helping you in dealerships and also in the auto manufacturing world as well. I'll be highlighting a few demonstrations of some of the solutions that some of our technology partners that are in our technology partner program. Now, one of them is with a company that we've been working with for a couple of years now. It's a company called MetaViz. MetaViz is in the healthcare. They are particularly in the surgical AR solution that they have put into the market. It is a computing system and a software system that marries artificial intelligence with augmented reality, virtual reality in the OR for surgical teams about to start a procedure with a patient that may or may not already be on the gurney and in the room. And they literally are able to fuse all of the patient's images from radiology with all of the data that pertains to that patient as well. And the entire surgical team is able to don AR glasses and literally see the information overlaid in an ergonomic manner over what they're seeing in the OR room themselves. And in real time, able to literally walk through what the procedure is supposed to be, how it's supposed to be performed, making sure there are no surprises, because once they start the operation, statistics show that most complications or side effects that result from operations and procedures is as a result of surprises that happen once the procedure is underway. Now, the reason I'm pointing this out to you guys on this call is imagine what it is you can be doing with, say, auto repair mechanics, that you are training on some new products or new vehicles or a new procedure for working on part of the drivetrain or anything like that. They literally will be able to go through that training in a fully immersive experience, literally showing what the procedures need to be overlaid on top of what it is that the video camera is capturing what they're doing, and in real time be able to adapt and advise them, on how to be trained to do a new procedure. And it happens with fully immersive AR, VR married up with artificial intelligence. There's another company called Pear Vision that is doing facial recognition that is applicable across all industries. The video that you're seeing here has several people that are walking into a lobby in an office building. And you could see as they were walking through how very quickly their faces are being recognized. This is a standard commodity camera that you and I could go down and buy at Best Buy that operates at 15 frames per second. And with a commodity image like that, 1080p image like that coming in at 15 frames per second, it is able to, in real time, match against, in this case, 14,000 person database and across broad demographics, meaning that is not biased towards any social or genetic background set of people, and able to, with extremely high confidence levels, be able to capture the and recognize the people that are in the corridor, whether they're looking directly at the camera or as they're walking into the field of vision. High confidence, you'll see the statistics that are rattling off there, that it's 95 and very much 99% confidence rating, and the quality level is very, very high as these folks are walking across the field of vision, and they're not having to stop and stare into the camera for any length of time. They're just going about their day. Pretty impressive stuff, and it all happens in real time. Now, Pear Vision has industry-leading worldwide face recognition AI models that is being demonstrated by Tiffany over here on the left. And as you see her moving from side to side, up and down, you're able to see that the face is being recognized. Now, in a second, she is going to don the ubiquitous face mask that everyone seems to need to be wearing until further notice right here. And I promise you they were not cheating by having the AI model recognize Tiffany first before they put the mask on her. That same recognition algorithm actually recognizes her instantly, with a substantial part of her face being completely blocked by a mask. Now, that's how well it worked, and this is a reasonably controlled environment. It's a single individual in a well-controlled environment. That's impressive enough to be happening in real time with things like glasses or facial masks in the way of the face being recognized. Now, if we could move over to the video clip on the right-hand side of the slide, this is a commuter corridor. This is a decidedly different environment. This is real world. And you've got hundreds of people moving through that corridor every minute. And that same algorithm that was used on Tiffany on the left is now being used across the field of vision of this commuter corridor video camera, and see how many of the faces are recognized with and without masks, with and without glasses, and look how deep into the field of commuters it's able to use that algorithm to recognize people. So you can imagine the security and access that is capable of being done in real time by these algorithms that are coming out, by industry leaders like Pear Vision. We're just so excited to be working with Pear Vision. Now, the last one I wanted to talk about Pear Vision is this one right here. This is frictionless physical access control. What you're seeing a video clip of here is employees driving into their employer's parking lot. Now, before facial recognition was being brought to the party, these people would have to stop or slow down, show a badge to the security guard, and go through. And you can imagine, if there are thousands of employees trying to get into work in the morning, it's backing up traffic into the streets and things like that. So if you've got employees coming into your manufacturing plant, manufacturing automobiles, it's much better if they're able to go through without getting out of their car, without even rolling down their windows, and have their biometric recognition by facial recognition happening. Now, that video clip, when it first plays, is operating at 1/10 real-time speed. And that's so you can see what's happening here. So you see the individual in the front, through the glare in the glass, he is recognized, he's got glasses on. And also another employee in the back seat. This is all happening in real time. So that's what's happening, and we ran it through slow motion for you to see that. Now, it's happening at 10 miles per hour. And you'll see that happening at full speed. You can barely even see that there are people inside the car. And in this case, the employees' images are being matched against a 13,000 person database. So imagine how quickly you can get your workforce in and out of your parking lot and your physical access. Now that's from Pear Vision. I want to switch and talk about what is happening that's really exciting with another of our partners, a company called Digital Harmonic. Their secret sauce in using AI is literally in taking raw commodity video images, HD or standard definition, either one, and cleaning up those images. The video that you're seeing up here on the upper left side, on the left-hand side of the pair of videos, it is the raw, unfiltered, unmodified video clip. On the right-hand side is that video cleaned up using Pure Pixel, which is the solution that Digital Harmonic has for using AI neural network deep learning models to clean up that image. Now, granted, you don't want to see that kind of images that's been cleaned up in an action movie, you know, for entertainment purposes. It looks like it's probably what might have occurred maybe 20 years ago or so. But in terms of being able to take that cleaned up video and then apply object and facial recognition to it, it dramatically improves the efficiency. So down below is those same videos with both the AI model that is cleaning up the image and then another AI model that they developed that does the object recognition in that field of vision, in that video clip that's been cleaned up. Notice the difference of how few objects are being recognized in the uncleaned up image on the left versus how many more objects are being recognized in the cleaned up image on the right. Those are two AI models running in real time on real video feeds at the same time. This is all happening with computer platforms that are available today. There are several examples on this slide right here that shows other examples of Digital Harmonic's Pure Pixel, but the one that I wanted to actually focus on is the degraded visual environment, or the street camera video. It's a little bit small to see, but you have a left image and a right image here. Left image is unfiltered, uncleaned up, a lot of humidity, twilight. I don't know if it's during the morning twilight or evening twilight, but you can barely see anything at all in that video feed that's looking at a street intersection in the middle of an urban area. You can barely pick out a red traffic light. You might see the headlights on the car that's passing through what you think is an intersection. Now, the video got cleaned up, and it's on the right. Not only do you see the camera, you actually see the car, the headlights, you actually see the traffic lanes and the intersections. And only now can you actually see that there's also a pedestrian that's walking across the crosswalk on the right side of that field in the cleaned up image. So much clearer monitoring for public safety as well as physical security if you have concerns about activity that's going on at night in poor lighting conditions or poor atmospheric conditions. You get an idea about what AI, and particularly what Digital Harmonics has done with their secret sauce with AI models, no matter what your industry and what your application or your problem that you're trying to solve. Now, I wanted to pause for just a moment and let you know these examples that I just showed you, they're not working, they're not having to run on a giant supercomputer that's part of a science foundation, government funded. These examples that I showed you were literally running on workstations that were built for to be AI or artificial intelligence ready. In many cases, that means that there are GPU cards in there that is doing the heavy algorithmic processing on these software models that are tucked away inside these machines. These are 17-inch mobile workstations or laptops you can slip into your backpack and take with you. Or if you need something a little bit beefier to keep up with multiple video feeds, for example, they can be done on workstations that are sitting beside your desk or at your security guard's checkpoint. So you get the idea that it's very accessible, and these are solutions that are available today. Now, I'm not going to walk you through this because we have some technical difficulties in actually playing a YouTube video, but I wanted to give you an example, or at least describe an example of when we in the industry, Dell, our partners, everybody in the industry, the artificial intelligence industry, and also in the compute industry, if we've done our job well, then these artificial intelligence, very complex neural network models that are using deep learning algorithms to solve business problems or artistic problems, that's all tucked away behind a new little button that's on a new software package this year that's an improvement from last year's software package. This is an example of Adobe Photoshop, Adobe producing their new version of their Photoshop software that's available for the arts and entertainment industry in skin smoothing. And the person that is using this is an artist or a mechanic or someone that is working on financial data in real time so that an answer can come back on whether financing is going to be available to an automobile purchaser that's in the dealership or something like that. When we've done our job well, these subject matter experts are able to have the computing system that's in front of them at their desk literally have a new software package this year that has a button. You know, in this case, it was a skin smoothing neural filter button that they clicked on, and within seconds, the skin imperfections on the portraits, the person's image, has been smoothed away and still looks very natural. That used to take days of a skilled artist to be able to do that, even with computer-aided design tools and things like that from Photoshop. It happens in seconds, and all they know is they're able to do it within seconds and get on with developing the images in this case. So it's an example of data science and AI being done quietly and very complexly behind the scenes, and the rest of us don't even have to care. We just know that it's just in the new AI. This thing called AI is inside the software that's in my system that got installed by my IT manager this year. So I mentioned this term AI-ready workstations. These AI-ready workstations that I'm talking about are literally laptops, high-performance PCs, workstations. Most PCs can't really run AI models like what we're talking about here, but no worries. The prices of workstations are not that much more than what it is perhaps your IT managers have been purchasing and putting in front of you and the employee workforce already. These class workstations are used by professionals in all broad ranges of roles, whether they're in manufacturing at an automotive automotive manufacturing plant, or this is in operations for an automotive dealer. You guys are experts in your disciplines. You don't need to be, nor do you care to be, experts in IT, and certainly not artificial intelligence. And AI infused, quote unquote, means that AI software and the necessary computer hardware is tucked away into these new compute platforms. So when you're next looking for the types of compute platforms that you do need, seek out workbooks or fixed workstations that are ready for these AI infused versions of software that are literally coming down the pipe as we speak in the next over this year and throughout the next 3 or 4 years or so. So, and that's really where I want to conclude. This is a real busy slide. Real quick, these data scientists and AI developers, they're going to be using different class of computers to develop these AI models that I was referring to. Once they're perfected, they are literally infused inside these workstations that you guys and all of us will be using as AI users. Now, when I say the term AI users, you don't even know that AI is behind the scenes there. An AI user these days is anyone that is using their PC or their workstation for business problems in running your car dealership or manufacturing automobiles and such. And that's what I mean by AI ready. So keep that in mind when you are investigating your new round of investment for computing resources and equipment on your next budget cycle. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Hopefully it inspires you and gets you a little bit excited about what AI is available today and how it can be used to improve the operations in running a dealer more efficiently, safely, and properly, as well as if there are auto manufacturers or OEMs out there in our audience, about how it could be used for a myriad type of applications there. For more information, please let us know here at Dell. And we can sit down with you and consult with you and work up solutions along with our partners, and position the platform of computing that is needed for all these people out there whose work is very, very important and whose time is highly valued, and need to be doing their job very, very efficiently.
Thank you for coming in and talking with us today. There's a lot of great information here, so thank you for presenting this.
You're quite
Again,
welcome.
You'll all be receiving a copy of this webinar by the end of next week. To those on the line, join us back here on October 26th at 2 p.m. Eastern as Google discusses the future of auto retail. For more information about AIADA, visit aiada.org. Thanks for joining us and have a great day, everyone.